everyone, welcome to another episode of the Funky Marketing Show, the show where I interview my friends and people who are not my friends, but I respect them because of what they are doing. They are doing good job for themselves or for other companies, but overall they are doing something that I consider as like related to the funky marketing. So something that's out of the box. They add their own layer of creativity to it, or it's something that makes them differentiate from the others. And there is a topic that lots of people, I think, lots of companies, especially in B2B world, struggle with, and it's design. When I look at B2B, everything is the same. It's foggy, mystic, no humanity, no emotions, nothing. So I decided to invite a friend of mine, a guy who has also done the logo for the Funky Marketing, and to talk a little bit more about it. Join me in welcoming Goce Veleski to the show. Award-winning designer, art director, even entrepreneur at couple of years back, if you look at the clothing line and those things, right?
Yeah, well, hi, Nemanja, hi to everyone who is watching the podcast. Nice to be here, and thank you again for inviting me to the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, you are one of the rare designers that is doing logos and using LinkedIn as well. I mean, you are on Instagram, on other platforms too, but you use Instagram to kind of update the audience about what you're doing and show a little you know background of what's behind each logo that you create.
Yeah, Instagram is more of an exposure platform where I do most of my stuff, and it's not a dedicated profile just for logos. I kind of mix professional input and personal stuff. There are pictures of me, my wife, mountains, baby, and stuff like that. And I kind of want to mix all those things. I'm not a robot that designs just logos. I'm a person like all the others. So that's Instagram, and LinkedIn is a platform that I'm using a lot, and mostly because probably my first freelance client was from LinkedIn. In my
Mm-hmm.
years as a graphic designer, yeah, it was a Macedonian fella that's born and raised in Sydney, in Australia, and he was like, "Hey, you make logos? You're a graphic designer. I would like for you to make a logo for me." And I was like, "Okay, cool. This is a good platform where I can actually make money for my logo." So, and that's how, I don't know, in the past 10 years maybe I've been using constantly LinkedIn to share my work and to get more new clients.
Yeah, and I've been trying to kind of see how I can sum up all the companies, industries you were working with, and it's like you cannot sum that up like that easily. You work with so many different companies, different people, and also you have done also a lot of stuff for yourself, something just for fun, something outside of the box. And it's like it seems like you're getting inspiration from lots of different places.
Well, yeah, most of the time when I don't have clients, for example, I don't just sit there and waste time. I waste a lot of time, to be honest, but I've been practicing design for almost 15 years now, and each day I put myself on the spot to be challenged, and I say, okay, let's make a redesign of something and something, and that's how I push the limits of myself to become each day, to become better. So yeah, most of the stuff are just for fun, and just to prove to myself how good I am. I'm doing a retrospective from 10 years ago and now, and I can see a clear image of how I'm going upwards. Sometimes I'm going downwards, but that's just the motivation for me to to keep on practicing what I do. And if I put myself in that comfort zone, that's kind of a messy spot for a designer, for any creative person. You can't keep on doing something in your comfort zone and just keep on pushing that, like you need to get out of it to become better, because you'll be a flat line in a matter of time. In a matter of months you can be a flatline designer, and nobody will ever ask you to do something, because that's how the market works.
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to that as well. So it's not just for designers. Basically, doing a retrospective and looking back, and you can see like, have I actually improved in what am I doing in, like, not only in 10 years, but in like a year? Am I a little bit better at what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
doing?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm doing the retrospective year by year. Yeah. Here behind me, it's the poster with the logos that I made in 20. No, this is the poster from all the logos, the best logos that I've made in my life. It has 100 logos, so most of them are just for fun. I think that it has the funky marketing logo on it. I'm not quite sure. I
Yeah, yeah,
can't
it
see it.
has. I know. I
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
print. I need to print it out
Yeah,
as well.
it's over here. So yeah, I've been doing this for my pleasure only, and to simply make a little retrospective. Wow, this logo I made it 10 years ago. Look at how can I improve it now, if there is room for improvement. And if there is a room for improvement in the logo, there is a room for improvement in myself as a designer, as a graphic designer. Not just logos, anything, posters, t-shirts, whatever. I'm just pushing myself to get better each day. I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm saying I haven't met anyone better than me. I'm joking.
Yeah,
I'm
but
joking.
but
I'm joking. Yeah.
that's the path actually. You imagine where you want to be, and then you work every day to become the person that can be that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Sky is the limit. I'm not saying this is where I want to be. No, I just want to be better and better and better, and that's it.
That's it. And where you're gonna get, you don't know.
Yeah,
But
yeah. No, that's mostly it's because of me. I'm guilty for everything that I do and I don't. I blame myself. If it's good, then it's okay. If it's bad, then it's worse. So yeah.
yeah, and now I expect a new level of creativity now when the kids are there and on the way.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's challenging. You know, One is a 9 months baby, a girl, and in a month and a half, the second one will come here. It's a baby boy, and the challenging part is to handle everything and leave a little room to make designs. So I need to do everything faster in terms of design. I can't cut time with my family, but I can't cut time with design. So I tend to make everything faster, better, stronger, because that's the only way that I can work right now. Everything is a tight schedule. Wake up, make breakfast, feed, change clothes, buy groceries, get home. You and you have so little time to work, and I'm using it to maximize my speed, my quality and quantity, to take most of it, most of the time, to.
Yeah, before we get into other topics, tell me. I know you have been a DJ and somebody that likes music, that likes dancing, and all those other stuff. How has that part affected the way you design and you create things?
Oh, it's I don't know. It's the main inspiration for design. To see some bands how they grew up. De La Soul and some groups like that. the uprising and downfalls and uprising again, and then all the DJs, their techniques to create something from nothing, to have a simple beat and to make it a full track, with mixing and sampling and resampling and stuff like that. Music is mainly the biggest part of my inspiration. Not music like in general. I will listen to this song and it will the backstory of the band, for example. It's a main inspiration for me to create something new.
Yeah. I had that also, but also in a way, like in high school, when we had like psychology, philosophy, those kind of things, I happened, I bought a book from philosophy, but that girl didn't have. There were two books. One was about the life of philosophers, another was about the philosophy. She didn't have that one with philosophy, so I just learned about the lives of philosophers. And now, in high school you're not that mature to kind of go deep into philosophy. Now when I am, I know the background. How did they grow up? Like Schopenhauer was kicked out of the house by his mother. He was thrown down the stairs, and he told her, she was a famous writer at the time, he told her, you will be remembered only by me. Like, and then he came up with all the things that he has wrote and done and said, like unbelievable things, and it got you into some special moods to create something out of it.
Yeah, and music, that's the first point of touch with something, both with sound and with picture. Not the each album, each vinyl created. No, the music is one thing, but on the outside, without that beautiful cover, you'll probably never hear something like that. You could have bought the Led Zeppelin album, but you know about Led Zeppelin and that, but their branding with the rainbow and stuff like that, that's something that kind of pushes you forward to touch that LP. If it was something else, if it was, I don't know, the Wall, then maybe okay, it's something about walls. But this is something with prism and colors and all black and stuff, and you're like, okay, I need to listen to this. So that's mostly how I got inspired for doing graphic design. I was in a rap band, but I didn't know how to rap very well.
Seems like more of us were in a rap band.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like
We were either rappers or emos, and I wasn't an emo. I was a rapper, and I was a rapper, but I didn't know how to rap very good. And I said, okay, I will create the cover for the rap band. I will be in the background, And I made the cover for the rap group. And afterwards, it kept going like that. Now I'm designing the posters, the whole visual identity for Skopje Vinyl Convention. Yeah, that's a huge thing for me. And it has some strings attached to the past, how it starts and how it's going. So everything is connected, more or less.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like Aaron Draplin. Like he's the guy that also has connection with vinyls, with friends, with things that he makes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and every time somebody asks him to come to speak, he's talking about his dad, about the dog, about vinyls, about the music, about the friends. He's the happiest guy when he can make
Yeah.
a logo designed for his friends that have like a metal band or
Yeah, yeah.
whatever it is.
That's the point. If I didn't have friends, I wouldn't be a good designer, because for each one of them, I've created something new. The latest logo design and the latest brand identity that I've created for my pleasure was for Scratten Corner. It's a podcast for soccer. I don't play soccer. I don't watch soccer. I have no idea what's that, but I've created the logo because I like them as friends, and I like the initiative to create a podcast here in Skopje. And I was like, dude, let me design a logo for you. And they were like, wow, we can't pay you. I said, you don't need to pay me. Just use it and make me proud with the logo. And that's it. you know. So yeah, the friends are main inspiration, motivation to create something beautiful, you know, because they are my friends and I don't want to be ashamed to say that they are my friends. Yeah, I know them and they have an ugly logo. No, you have a good logo, a great logo, an okay logo, and you'll still be my friend, and I will be proud to tell someone that I have worked for you. And in the future, when you make a lot of money, don't forget about me. You know, that's that's kind of a motivation also to
Yeah, I
to
remember that thing with. I was just watching. What was the name? My brain is not working. The Method Man and all the other guys. What was the name of the band?
Wu-Tang.
Wu Tang. And have you watched the series?
Oh no, I haven't.
It's great, but at one point, how will they pay the guy who is creating the logo? That was kind of interesting
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. You know, they're underground band at the moment when they start working, and they have that iconic Wu. Like it's like Nike, you know, everybody knows it. and and I guess the backstory is like that because Nike costed $17 and
Yeah, it was interesting. Like the whole the whole series, because they get into how each song is made. You actually get into the Urza's head.
Mhm.
How you pronounce it? Riza? Yeah.
Raza, yeah.
Into his head, and you see like there are a couple of guys singing, the playing the guitars. Some of them are on the piano, some of them on the drum. Then he removes them, like, and they talk with each other.
Yeah.
You know? So it's
Nice.
it's kind of it's kind of interesting. There are people saying hi, like Darko said, "Don't be modest. You're number one is Macedonia."
Wow.
Kirill said, like, Scrat and Corner shout out, and Tanya says she doesn't know English and she cannot comment.
Yeah, yeah. Nice.
But anyway, so when we are close to the topic about inspiration and everything, tell me, what are your starting points when you start, gathering information? What are actually the information that you need to kind of start to create something for the specific brand?
Yeah, I've in the past years when I was younger, I was just, you know, throwing around random questions to the client and blah blah, and okay, let's create a brief or create a brief for me and stuff like that, and that's kind of boring for the client most of the time. And when I was working in Belgrade at Soba and Associates, I've learned a new technique about creating a brand questionnaire. Those are 10 questions that you want to ask the client, and from those answers you will create the brief. And also a very important part of it, that the client has a strict and general input on what he wants to see, and with that the job is already made, the logo is already designed. If the client has something in his head, I will just draw it, and you know, that's number one proposal. I will set number two and number three proposal to them just to, you know, to see them and to feel my vision versus their vision, and one vision that is combined from mine and theirs, you know, to make something from both sides. The brand questionnaire is my number one tool that I'm using right now. You know, there are 10 simple questions that are not in a template form. You know, they're just questions that I need to ask the client when we are talking about the brand. I'm not asking him, you know, to come and chat with me in a club or in a cafe. No, here's an email. Think about it, you know, write it down and send it to me. And with that, and only with that, I will have the perfect picture for your logo, for example. You know, and it's a success. It's a success. You know, from 2017 till now, I have done probably 15 logos with a brand questionnaire. You know, just simple questions One of the questions is always the same. Tell me about your business like you are telling to a 4-year-old kid. What you do. If a 4-year-old kid asks me what I do, I will say I paint pretty pictures, and that's it. And he'll get the idea. I'm painting, I'm doing some stuff, and that's it. And that's about it. That's the only tool that I'm using right now for creating a logo. Except Adobe Illustrator that I'm using to produce the logo. The only thing is that I don't go deep. I don't do researches most of the time because everything is provided in that brand questionnaire from the client. So he saves me a lot of time, so I can be more productive when I'm creating a logo, and it saves him a lot of time because he doesn't need to be scared that I will do some plagiarized work. And
Yeah. Do you do you get the answers that you need right away, or you sometimes need to ask them, can you go a little bit deeper, explain a little bit more?
More or less, they're on point, because people that want to work with me, they have previously studied my work, and they're sure what they'll get. I'm not, and I'm a bit on the expensive scale of design. So usually when I tell them my price, they're like, okay, we want to work with you, and they have a dedicated mindset that they'll work. They know what I'm asking them, and they are ready to answer me everything. So more or less, I haven't had rejected proposals a lot. I'm sending 3 proposals always. That's kind of my motto. 3 proposals, and we are not done with the logo until the client is happy. So because I'm working for a client, I'm not working for me. If I'm working for me, I know my logo will be simple, neural, grotesque by Goce, and that's it. But for a client, it's something more, and usually until they are happy, it's not done. I'm not done with them, and I'm using the brand questionnaire to create something that they want to see. As I said, something that I want to see, and something in between. And usually there are minor, like, hey, change the color to a bit more red, or make it funky, something like that. And more or less that's the basis of workflow with me. There are usually 2 or 3 revisions with a client, and we are done with it. And he's happy as a client, I'm happy as a designer because I got paid, and that's how it's done.
Yeah, so I have a question. I don't know if you have thought about it before, but like looking at the work you have done for the companies outside of, for example, B2B tech,
Okay.
and all those other companies that like for hotels, for winning convention, for all those kind of other companies, what are some things that you are seeing over there that you can maybe recommend to the B2B companies, so they can maybe be more bold in specific things, or what can they do regarding the visual identity to differentiate themselves?
Don't chase trends. If this year is trendy gradients and I don't know, and monograms, don't chase it. Set a voice for you that you want to be representative for you, and don't think about this year. Think 10 years ahead. A simple example. What if Coca-Cola company redesigned its logo each year to chase some new trends? What would happen? It would become Pepsi. Pepsi is doing that. And Pepsi, we know it as when there is no Coke, we drink Pepsi. So, yeah, you get me. Coca-Cola has a logo that's, I don't know, 100 years old. And that's it. and they have that red color that you'll notice it and you'll want to drink Coca-Cola even for looking at this red on my chair. So no, that's the point. That's to leave a mark. And also, one of the most important things in branding is not the visual identity. Visual identity is second most important. Let's say most important thing is to brand the company from the inside. You know, you need to make the people that are working in that company on that brand believe in that idea. Not to create 9 to 5 workers, and after 5 they'll go in the bar and they'll never mention the company they're working on. What are you working on? I don't know, man. I'm doing some clickety clackety at a company. Okay, cool. That's it.
Yeah.
No,
Don't ask me after 5. That's it.
yeah. You wanna push the idea because a brand is an idea. It's nothing else. Yeah. No, brand is just an idea. That's becoming a reality, and it's pushing forward to become a bit more real and to expand and to progress into life. And that can happen only with people who believe in an idea. If you have people inside the company that don't believe in the idea, then I don't care how many pretty pictures you have about your brand. Your brand stinks from the inside, and that needs to be changed everywhere, not just and that's why we are logo designers, and I consider myself as a brand developer, because my idea of my work is to accomplish a full branding service for the client. It's simple. If it's I don't know, fitness center, okay, I will make an iron and some strong font, and that's it. Okay, fitness center, everybody wants to pump muscle, and that's it. If you have a brand, that's, I don't know, it's a big stuff. For example, we worked on that at Soba for Niška Pivara. Niško Pivo, we successfully relaunched Niško Pivo because of that inside branding, because we made people like what they're working on. It's an idea, and okay, and the branding, the visual design was made in a jiffy like this, and they were like, yeah, that's it, okay, let's push it. And now Niško Pivo is a serious beer. It's not top tier like Zaječarsko or stuff, but it's here in top 5 beers. So that's a huge success for Niška Pivara, and it's a huge success for Soba and Associates, and for me, because I've worked on that, and that's kind of my product that is out there on the market. So, but inside branding, it's a bit of a must, especially for business to business, because you're selling your business to other business, and if you don't believe in your business, then how can you sell it? That's like you're selling Mercedes and you drive an Audi. Are you joking? Why is something wrong with Mercedes that you drive Audi? Or I don't know. Enlighten me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that has a lot to do with working now with B2B tech companies. Like, all of them are developing some kind of tech, and it's because everybody has features, everybody has different products, and like, I'm looking from perspective of somebody that works in a company. Like, what I do inside the company doesn't make me choose where I'm gonna work, because like it's the same job. But if the company cares about specific cause that I care about, are there great people? Like, I don't know, in HTech, they had developers wanted to attract other developers that play board games. They say, like, we all play board games, and if somebody comes to the team that don't play board games, they will be bored,
Yeah.
and they will not get accommodated to the team. And those kind of small things, they become the differentiator in today and in time to come.
Well, yeah, it's the thing that every company says. But here in Macedonia, for example, and I try to get away from those composers. We are a family. No, 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 no. Wait a second. You're not a family. You're dysfunctional members of society in a room on Thanksgiving, like in France, when everything is going to hell. So you can't be a family if everyone is, different or everyone's same. You can be a community. That's more likely a better way to say. We are a community that have some similarities in our ways of thinking. Because I don't know. You need different characters and different energies in a company. Because if everyone is the same, then you haven't achieved anything. It's a flat line. It's, do you like this? Yes. Do you hate this? Yes. How about this? I don't know. And that's it. You need challenging sides all the time. You need that spark, the joy. I think this. No, I think this. Okay, let's talk about it, and it will grow something bigger and something better. With those challenging minds and challenging ideas, there is always room to grow bigger. So you don't have to be the same. Yeah, I don't play board games, for example, but I don't get bored of watching people playing board games. So as my example, I don't watch football, but I've created the logo for the football podcast. So no. And sometimes the best ideas come from people that haven't seen a product, because I know the product. For example, I was working on an app that has AI generated recipes for cooking, and you can take a picture of a tomato, for example, and based on your recent searches and blah blah blah, it will recommend something for you to cook at the moment. And the people that were working on the app for a year, for 2 years, for example, they were in that mindset that there's something and that's it, and it's closed, and we just need to upgrade it a little bit. We introduced it to a new guy that was a fresh pair of eyes, fresh brain. Only he's like, hey, how about doing this? It was such a simple thing to add to the app, and we're like, wow. And we added it, and it looked marvelous, and the app is doing just fine. And those fresh inputs will only deliver even fresher outputs, and even better outputs for things. So people don't need to be scared of new things. New is not always better, but it can make the old things look betterish in a way, because you will know that the new thing sucks, and you can improve the old thing to overlap the new stuff, and put the new stuff where it's placed, back in the corner, and let the old school do the talking. So that's kind of my point of where I want to get with stuff. The old stuff, the root is great, and it can only grow when there is a slight challenge for it, and nothing less. No, because everything else, it just goes flatline, and that's a comfort zone. Okay, we are cool. Some minor update. Hey, how you doing? Like Slack. The update was nothing. Just how you doing. That was a creative way to innovate the updates and to talk that they care about the people. But because the old stuff is good enough, you don't have to push something new. Don't fix what's not broken and stuff like that.
Yeah, you just got the word out of my mouth. That's what I was about to say. Like you don't need to always, break everything down to start something new. You can something do it just by, by looking at the old things, getting inspired for them, and just adding a little extra layer to it. So yeah, interesting things. Looks like We have a problem with the Wi-Fi. Let's see if what is going to come back. But anyway, so we're talking about design and about how companies can use it to differentiate themselves. And one thing I want to ask Goce and get into all of this. We just lost him for a second, but he's gonna come back. Is how often we need to add that new layer, how often we need to to update uh, brand story, brand design, and all those things. Because we're living in a world when it's all changing very fast, and that can be a problem, and that can be a challenge, because you see everybody around you are doing different stuff, changing, evolving. Do you need to follow the trend, or you need to just get your own pace and grow with it? So that's kind of an interesting perspective that I'm seeing, and that's kind of something that you know probably there isn't a unique answer to it, but there are different ways, and usually the solution is inside the company and looking at yourself. Where are you at this moment? Where did you want to go? How fast do you want to get there? Do you have all the resources? And then you can see like where are the gaps, how can you use them. Here we are. Goce is
Sorry,
back.
sorry. It's that time of the year when it's raining a bit, and I don't know.
Yeah. But look, what I found out is that we here on the Balkans complain a lot about internet, about Wi-Fi, but in the US, often they have worse internet than we
Ah,
have
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
So
In comparison, in price wise, we have the best prices for internet and the best internet. But when you need it the most, like this, you'll have a minor update on the router on something. Sorry,
yeah.
guys.
I had a week ago. I had like scheduled 3 podcast recordings and 2 meetings, and I was scheduling them like for 3 months, and then like at 8 o'clock, no Wi-Fi, no internet, nothing. So I'll write to the service provider on Twitter always, and then like they have two guys, like one is Boja and one is Boban, I think. The
Yeah.
names are hilarious, and like yes, what's happening? And they're like, I've been working on it. We don't have the estimate time to finish. We're gonna inform you. And then it becomes like 6 hours. And then I'm like, is it already done?
Yeah.
Because you said like at 3 p.m. and they're like, it will be soon. Like, why don't you use? And they're like sending me smileys. Like, why don't you use your mobile to kind
Yeah.
of until I can use? I used it for 2 hours. Now we are getting into the sixth one, and
Yeah, it will be done when it will be done. What do you want from us? That's the
yeah,
best answer. It will be done when it will be done. No, I don't know. I
crazy.
don't
So,
care.
one thing that I was talking with myself, and I want to get your opinion about. We are living in this world that is ever changing. Things are changing very fast. People come and go from the companies. They change the perspective. They watch everybody around them evolve and kind of change. So what do you see, what's your perspective for, like how often, or do they at all need to change the branding story, design, those kind of things to further differentiate inside that space?
Well, user-wise, first I always approach applications. For example, that's what we use the most. I always approach to them like user first, and I'm putting myself as the user. Am I using the app? Do I like the app? What I don't like at the app? And that's how you can get a better picture, not a clear but better picture on what you can change or you can't change. Brand wise, when a brand is somehow strong, or sorry, let's start this again. If a brand is new, there is nothing to be changed, because almost nobody knows you. Let them know you who you are. Don't change day by day or year by year. Let people have a clear picture of what you do and how you look. Because if Nemanja changes his hairstyle every 2 weeks, or goes with beard, without beard every few months, and I don't know, stuff like that, you don't have a consistent picture of yourself. First of all, to yourself, because you need to look at the mirror each morning, and if you look different every morning, then something's wrong with you, and you need to go to a special place to check you out, and blah blah blah. That's absolutely the same for a brand. You can't just change as the wind blows. If the wind blows south, you'll go south. No, go against the wind and fight it and get out of the messy situation as you are. The time will tell when you need to change something, not everything, something, a minor update, or, as I've said previously, try to add something up that will emphasize the best from the old. So that's kind of the point of branding, to people to know who you are, for what you are, when you are. And that's why it's better to create a timeless logo than to chase trends every year. Gradients are okay, they look funky, they look, sweet, but no, black on white and white on black is the core creative idea of a logo design. If the logo works black on white and white on black, that's it. You've created a timeless logo, and after that you can change the colors as much as you like, but the logo is still the same, and that's it. So don't change, try to improve, but don't change. No, that's a thin line here. Try to improve something for your brand. You see, try with different pictures, try with different font, try different approach. The tone of voice, how you speak to your clients. Try change it. You don't like to make PDF presentations, or God forbid PowerPoint presentations. Go with video presentation. Pay an animation studio, an animation freelancer to create animated presentations for you and send them to your client. That's a change. That's an improvement. It's not redesigning the logo and redesigning the visual identity. That's madness to create every year. That's, I don't know. It's borderline insane for me. Because you need
the thing you mentioned before, like just add another layer if you need it. That will make your message stronger.
Yeah, and that's it. Change the approach. Nothing else. You don't need anything else. You don't need a new logo because this logo doesn't look good. It looks great, but you haven't found the perfect way to show it to the audience that it looks great. That's the stuff. For example, Airbnb, it was a total copy of another logo. Did they change it? No. Why? Because they paid for it, and that's it. End of discussion. What they did, they made a funky visual identity where they put the logo in the place where it needs to be, and to make it look better. And Airbnb still has an okay logo, And everybody has forgotten that Airbnb stole the logo from a company from 1956. I don't know. And why? Because they put the logo in good usage, and that's it. So it's not stolen, it's improved logo. Yeah, it's stolen. It's 100% stolen logo, but we won't get into that because their story was okay for it, and the way that they handled the situation, that's the place for improvement. Okay, you are caught red-handed. Now what? Now we go on. The wind blows at you, you go into the wind, and that's it. Case closed. Airbnb now has a logo, and only I remember that it was stolen, for example.
Yeah, I always use
Or
them as example of a good company that does good stuff.
yeah, or Instagram. How many people has had
That was
thrown,
a mess. You remember that time when they changed
you
the
know yeah, it was a great experience on the Netflix series Abstract,
hmm
where they talk with the product designer. He was like, I knew that was going to happen, so that's why I made the logo, I launched the logo, and I locked myself for 48 hours. And that's how long it just, it went for 48 hours. Well, what's this gradient? Blah, blah, blah. And that's it. Now everybody uses Instagram even more than they were using before. Why? Because the logo is what it is, and it didn't stood it didn't fall under the pressure of the audience. They just said, this is it, you will like it, and we like it. So they've set up a trend for using gradients like that. It's madness.
Yeah, we have here another designer that says hi to you a few days ago, Milos.
Oh,
He said we live in a fast consuming era, so we have to make design simpler because the consumer is spending less time looking at the content, for example, at the logo or at the pattern. Do you agree?
we've all always lived in a fast era, and the more the logo is simple, the simpler the logo, the better the results all the time. For example, I don't know, a good simple logo.
Like here's our
Yeah,
RF.
yeah, the F. It's a human watching down. So the Apple. You know, it's a very simple logo. Does everybody know it? Everybody knows it. That's it.
Yeah.
They're even so, yeah, everybody knows us. They don't produce even laptops that has a backlight on the logo. They don't need to show it off miles away. It's here, it's Apple, and that's it. Now it's just shiny logo. It doesn't light up. No, that's how they are going stronger on themselves, and how we don't need to put the logo here, to make it shiny. Just place it. Place a sticker. I don't know. That's it.
Yeah.
So the simpler the logo it is, that's also one of the main practices in design. Make it simple, make it look great in this size, and this size to make it look the same. So if a logo works in 2x2, it will work on 20x20 with no problem at all.
Yeah,
the the,
that's a
the, the
great point.
simpler the design, and not just for logo design, for graphic design also. For example, billboard design. Get on the point. You have 5 seconds to read a billboard. You're driving. Aha, okay. I need logos. Oh, I make logos, and you go, and that's it. If you want to see something more, then you will drive back. You will read it. You will study it, and you will get to the point. And the fast era is, I don't know. Every day is a fast era. Since we are born, it's fast. It's everything flashy. Okay, let's go out now. Hey, walk, sit, sleep, don't sleep. Everything is, fast paced. As long as I remember myself and my parents, their time was fast for that time. The cars were fast as they were. Zastava 101 was fast as it could be, but now we have BMW that is 10 times faster. So it's the gradual uprising of the fast living is based on everything. So every day is a fast day. So yeah.
Yeah, and basically, as you're getting older, things are becoming more fast. That's
Wow,
also a
because
thing.
you are getting slower.
Of course.
And you don't
Like,
have time a lot.
and your understanding of the things, gets you to so everything around you, you see it slower, and actually it becomes faster. You understand it much better,
Yeah.
yourself and the world around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we have some more questions. It's a bigger struggle for me to educate clients to accept the simple, timeless design than to make one. How do you cope with that? and at what point, because the project started at the time of the presentation. No, before the project starts or at the time of the presentation.
Well,
How
as I
how
said,
to how to convince client to accept simple?
oh, fingers crossed and pray for it. That's how I do. I create designs. I try to give them that general idea that this is the best thing for you, and if the client insists on something else, I will make it, because that's my job to satisfy my client. I will make it even if I don't agree with that. It's your brand, it's your money, here it is, and just go with it. So that's more or less. And I also show to them, here is what you want, and here is what I think that you will want in a couple of years. But for now, okay, let's go with this. It's your brand, it's your money. I agree 100% with you. Get out of my head. I have another client that's waiting for me. I can't be making these corrections all the time because it's fast-paced community, right? And I have clients that are waiting on me, and I can't, sit down and lose time, lose money because a client didn't agree with me that a circle is not a circle enough, or the red is not red enough. Okay, I will make it how you like it, and that's it. What you need, option 1, what you want, option 2. Well, yeah, Milos, we talked about it previously. I always send three design proposals to my clients: what they want, what I want, and something in between. And it's almost always something in between that they choose. Well, yeah, so that's everybody's way. Obviously, we've learned the hard way to accept that, and I'm okay with that. I really can't educate clients. That's even more expensive than the logo design that I provided.
Yeah,
So
but basically you are educating them, by providing your previous work.
yeah,
Making it available and visible so they can go and see, this is the kind of stuff that I'm doing. I'm doing that because I think those stuff work the best.
Yeah, you know me. You've searched me. You went to my website, to my Dribble page, to my Behance page, to my LinkedIn page, Instagram, and all of this stuff, and you've decided that you want a logo from me. So if you want that, you will get what I do best. If you like something else, like, I don't know, like a different designer that makes other great stuff, go to that designer. If he's more expensive than me, hold on to your money and to your idea, make some more money, and get back to him when you have enough money to pay him. Don't ask me to create something that other designer has it like his signature. It's not okay from me, because we are a community of designers from the world, not just from the region Macedonia, Serbia, Bulgaria, etc. No, we're a community. I'm constantly talking and sharing experience with designers from the whole world. We are basically virtual friends and colleagues, and I can't, my hands won't work when to create something that Jeroen van Ender, for example, from the Netherlands makes. I just can't. Go to him, respect the artist, pay the artist, and if you don't have enough money, as I said, sit down and wait and make that money, and then go back to him, say, okay, here are the money, and let's work together, and that's it. Don't go on to a cheaper designer just because he's cheaper, and don't expect from the cheap designer to make a logo like, for example, that highly rated designer, because it won't be the same. It won't feel the same. I can easily copy a logo that's like 2 minutes job for me, but it won't have my soul in it, and it's a lot of different when creating something from your soul, from your heart, and when creating something just to be made or copied or stuff like that. I really don't like that way of work, and I don't appreciate that way of work. You know, if you don't have money, let's talk. Give me stock, give me something. We live in a difficult world, and if I accept to work for you, I will give you the same treatment as if you paid me like my highest paying client. So that's it. There is no middle ground. Okay, I can do this for 20% cheaper, but I will give you 20% less design. How it's not a glass of water, so I will give you 20% less water now. No, if I do it, I do it right. Uh, if I don't do it, I don't do it at all. And that's the point of the work that we are doing right now.
Yeah, totally agree. So we are nearly the end,
Yeah.
and tell me one thing that you think people listening can get out of it. We have been talking about lots of different stuff, so I
Yeah.
recommend the people to go back and listen to everything again, step by step, all the
Yeah.
topics, because we said a lot and there's a lot to uncover over there. But what's one thing that after this conversation that you can say and say, "Hey, this is one thing that I recommend you to do, and this is what will happen if you do it."
uh, as we said on the beginning, start working on the brand from the inside, not from the outside. That's the most important part of when doing branding. The visual identity, creating a logo and pretty pictures, it's one of the easiest job for a designer, for a good designer, and but creating a brand from the inside to start, because a designer can also feel the vibe of the company. If the company sucks, then the logo will suck also, and you will never be happy with the logo because you don't feel it, because you don't feel the brand from the inside. Make it. You don't need a logo if it stinks on the inside. Then you have a stinky logo. However, how much polished the logo is, it will stink. A simple dot can be a perfect logo if you have a creative vision, if you have a belief in what you do. A simple dot, pixel by pixel, and that's it. So start from yourself, and afterwards, when you want to go public, when you want to show to people who you are, that's the best way to represent yourself, via a good logo, and that's it. No, that's let that be the key point of this podcast for now.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So tell the people where they can find more info about you.
Uh, you can find me on Instagram, Dribble. I will send you the.
Yeah, we'll definitely add the links in
Yeah,
the.
I'll add the links. I'm mostly active on LinkedIn in the past 6 months. So message me. Feel free to message me. I'm not the type of a designer that usually ignores people with questions, with whatever. Let's talk. Let's talk. I will try to get to everyone at a given moment. I cannot, promise that I will I will reply at the second, but I will get back to you once I'm done with all the chores that I have. So let's talk. LinkedIn, Insta is, I don't know. It's more or less a personal stuff. I don't follow a lot of people and stuff like that. But LinkedIn is the place where I'm mostly hanging out for now.
Yeah, guys, you heard. Um you know where to find Goce. He also has a show, a podcast. How do you call it?
Yeah, it's on pause right now. I had it. It's more or less a free design courses on Twitch. I did eight eight streams, I think. Yeah, and then I didn't have a lot of time, and now I don't have a lot of time to start recording stuff. And I did an intro that there will be another season, and I will start doing it. But it's every day. Sorry, every day is like, okay, now it's the time, and there is something else. So I haven't done anything in that. way, but I will get back. Sure, I have
I
I
mean,
have a lot of followers, so I will get back. That's a motivation for me.
yeah, and you said like you are full-time dad and
Yeah.
part-time designer now.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's right. That's my job description on LinkedIn. Full-time dad, part-time designer. Yeah, thanks for having me, Nemanja. Thank you guys for listening, and yeah, we'll keep in touch for everything. I'm here. I'm open to anything that you need answered. I'm open to collaborations with people, and so yeah, cool.
Yeah, guys, check out Goce's work, and be smart when you're thinking about your brand story, your branding, design, positioning, and everything. And as we always say, at the end, keep it funky.
Yeah,